opportunity to arrive early for an appointment, and I pulled into the parking garage and decided, okay, I'll just be quiet. Only to, in a moment, notice that a gentleman had been sleeping there and got up and proceeded to pick up the newspaper he had been laying on the concrete floor, gather it up, do some stretching, and then leave. And I wondered to myself, what has this man done to earn these living circumstances? And I pondered it for a while, only to then have someone who apparently worked there drive up and in the same space park their vehicle and then proceed to finish getting dressed in the car to meet the day. I thought, okay, what has she done to earn these life circumstances? See, because I am of an attending awareness that we at a very deep soul level, we create every situation in our lives in order for us to grow, to evolve, and to learn. Then my day went on from there, and I found that this stayed with me because of our unconscious conditioning to judge and to label and to consider much of what goes on in our lives from very surface level. Where all the time, all the while, our souls are making manifest all those things that come into our lives. The ones that we like, the ones that we don't like. I thought how valuable it would be for us to actually wake up to the extent of being able to integrate this awakening awareness with everything that's going on in our lives, to where we stop judging, we stop criticizing, we stop blaming. Because, to blame another is to disempower ourselves. Because basically we're saying something outside myself over which I have no control is the cause of my beingness. We look at what's going on in the world today, all of the incredible things that are being chosen and that are being done affecting others. And from a very limited perspective, we say, how unfair. But you see, we fail to realize this is not our first go-round. This is one of many lifetimes that we lived. And in those lifetimes that we lived, the same basic premise is there. Learn, evolve, grow. And we're constantly giving ourselves opportunities to do that, regardless of whether we own them or not. Think for a moment now about things that have happened to you in this lifetime where you are still caught up in blame, resentment. Fear is still a primary motivator for you in your choice making. Is there a possibility that if you opened yourself, you could come to a place of realizing that there's an opportunity for you to embrace this that you're resisting? And in the embrace, you actually come to a place of acceptance? Well, I'm not talking about a superficial spiritual whitewashing and saying, oh yeah, I understand, I got it, I'm cool. I've been there 1,000 times, you've probably been there once or twice yourself. We know that doesn't work. Because when those same intense, distorted feelings come up within you, you're caused to realize you're still identifying with that. Well, the fact of the matter is you're the creator and therefore master of every situation you manifest. It's by the natural law of attraction that you draw every experience that you require of yourself. And this is through all universal possibilities right here on this planet. With this growing awareness, it gives you the opportunity to look back on your life and with a self-honesty, perhaps even a profound self-honesty, to see what was it I was being invited to realize in that situation. What opportunity was I really giving myself there? And if you can get to that place, then you can go to embracing the priceless self-realization that only you can give you. You might could say that some of the things that we still have stuck in us are from our past. You could even call them karmic bodies that we're still embracing. If we can ever bring them forward and begin to open up to them and really feel what they have there to offer us, then we can be getting closer to being truly the one, complete, the one. Just as your Father within, you become at one with your Father and are able to accept the fullness of yourself, both the dark and the light, without needing to change any of it. Then you come to the place of the possibility of complete acceptance by becoming at one, whatever that is, whatever that karmic thing is. I hear so many people time after time, I have been there time after time, of saying it's because of someone else that my life is the way that it is, only to then finally get to a place of embracing it and allowing myself to really accept it. That in that moment of acceptance, I come to have a very different awareness of it entirely. There really is no one to blame. There really is no one to forgive. You see, and that's what today is all about. Forgiveness. Because when you get to the place of completely accepting whatever it is that's in your life that's been troubling you to that degree, you get to the place of being able to be free. Now I know, because I've heard from you, and I know just because you're here on the planet, that there's a really good possibility today's lecture could have value and meaning to you. That if you really let yourself get to that place of embracing the pain, the disappointment, the resentment, the bitterness, and opening yourself so that you can embrace what it is, then some kind of higher, deeper self of you will come forward and show you what you need to see so that you can accept. And when you accept, completely accept, you'll be free. And it won't make a bit of difference what anybody else says. It won't make a bit of difference about what has happened. You will experience that freedom, and it will be able to permeate your present life to such an extent that you're going to have a different perspective on life. You're not going to be so caught up in the stuff that's going on, because you will have waked up to some soul level and realize there's a part of you who has always known, does know, and always will know what is exactly best for you to have happen, and by God, it will happen. And in that, you come to recognize, wow, how blessed am I to be awakening to the blessing I truly am, without resistance, without concern, without worry, without anticipating future disasters, and without regretting the past. True forgiveness actually then becomes an awesome okay. You're okay with your life. You're okay with what is. You find that you have peace in your heart, and you see the blessing within. You're able to take ownership of the gift that this blessing is. And then when all judgment has dissolved, you're able to forgive the other person and have it really be forgiveness. And when that happens, then you realize there's no need to forgive. All is well. It becomes a blessing that you've been holding as a disguise of some difficulty. May this be a lamp, a light that you choose to hold aloft on your path to illuminate what you need to see with greater clarity for your own well-being. Thank you.
For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.